Dota 2 is a 2013 multiplayer online battle arena video game, and the standalone sequel to the Defense of the Ancients, Dota, Warcraft 3, Reign of Chaos, and Warcraft 3, The Frozen Throne mod.
Sunshine. Stalking.
In our generation today, teenagers now are enjoying the product of science, which is technology. In terms of this, they became highly addicted of this online game called Dota, or Defense of the Ancients. We see here, that there are many players who are playing Dota, especially on weekends and holidays. These gamers is highly skilled in terms of playing computer games. In addition of that, Defense of the Ancients, or Dota, is a gameplay in which they are having their different warrior characters to face battles in this game. It can be used as ambles and tournaments. It can also be a part of their recreational activities. In terms of this, they will develop their social abilities and friendly personalities as well. But due of that, they will be addicted of that game, in which their eyes will be damaged and infected caused by the high quality screen of the computer. In playing Dota, it can also be a distraction for our studies due to the addiction of the players. But they are also having good benefits in playing Dota, because when they are having their tournaments, and when they win, they can gain pride and cash prizes as well. By that, many of the teenage players will also be joining different tournament here in our country, in which many net cafes will be having their different promos just for the students to be excited and to be positive in joining different tournaments in Dota. Now we have here a person that is also playing Dota, and this person already encountered different tournaments in Dota, in which he is known as a Dota player here in Gensan.
Go. What's your name?
Mark Anthony Malunhaw.
Why do you like to play Dota?
Why do I like to play Dota? Because of Dota, nagkaroon ako ng maraming kakilala. At saka lumawak din yung field of understanding ko about sa games. Not only the games and then the society.
Who influences you to play Dota?
Actually, my big brother.
What's the name of your big brother?
Real name yun si John Alexander Malunhaw. Pero mas kilala siya sa Sean PH.
So ano mga achievements ng brother mo?
Representative. Actually, siya yung representative talaga ng Gensan. Siya yung root of all na naging sikat ng Gensan dahil sa kanya.
So, what's the reason why you can stop playing Dota?
Reason? Simple. It's part of my life. Kumbaga, yun yung time na kung stress ako, I play Dota. So, it helped me relieve my stress.
So, do you study for exam or just playing Dota?
Na-study talaga ako eh. Before Dota, study first before Dota.
This is a story of a Dota addict, and because of Dota it ruined his life. Hear what's it said. I haven't played Dota 2 in nearly 2 months now, and one of the big reasons behind that is fear. Paralyzing, marrow deep terror. Dota 2 is not like other games. It's never just one more round. 6 hours inevitably get flushed away with enough adrenaline to force a cow into cardiac arrest. If I get on a winning streak, I end up chasing that bloodthirsty high. If I find myself losing repeatedly, I end up playing until I win or it's 4 a.m. in the morning. There's no win clause here. When people ask me if I have any vices, I tend to tell them it's either reading or Dota 2. I enjoy both to the point where they are hazardous to my daily productivity. And since this is a live topic about the second, we'll just focus on that. Ask me about my book habits sometime. So, how much time have I invested in the franchise? I don't know. Steam tells me I have 650 hours clocked in with Dota 2. I can only imagine how many I've lost to the original. In spite of how much I've dallied with sequel, it's still incredibly jarring to get into a game and look upon the world. There's always this brief moment where I sit there and think to myself, dude, look at all those details. Dota 2 is understandably way prettier than the original. It's also more immersive. Characters react in a manner appropriate to the situation. I recall being constantly surprised by how much it felt as though my hero was responding to my own exclamations. Was it psychic? Was Valve secretly monitoring my games? It used to boggle me as to how much I liked Dota 2. Though outfitted with a new coat of paint, Dota 2 is not terribly different from the original. Sure, certain objects had been renamed to prevent lawsuits and numerous abilities were ever so slightly tweaked for balancing reasons, but it was still the same game. And it's also the game that has lines like, "I'm the Juggernaut, Lich and Failboat. Flying Spaghetti Monster help me, I'm never going to get over this addiction." In having a play in Dota, it is also a one way for them to train themselves to get ready for their different tournaments, but do of that. They will not be paying attention for their studies. In order for them to get ready in their different tournaments. Hey, race a man who cured his Dota addictness by his own self, let's hear it from the story. Even you are addicted in Dota and become an addict gamer. Still you have a chance to change, like this man with a story whose Dota addictness was gone. Here was it says. Every Steam sale I bought new games, but I didn't play them because the free one was stealing all of my game time. Sweet, cheap, new games that I never opened once languished. Dota 2 had a hold on me that was unparalleled. StarCraft 2 came close a few years back, but there hasn't been a game more addictive than Dota up to this point in my gaming life. Up until a month ago, I would sit down in front of my computer, stare at my 109 Steam games and say to myself I should play something else. I would then immediately start up Dota 2. Hours later, I would either be elated with much victory, or raging due to an epic stomping. I think that's the draw. You either win with such a rush, or lose and want to get back at the sons of bitches that killed you. But no more, good sirs and madams, no more. For some reason, after 1400 hours played, I just don't feel the draw anymore. Don't know why it happened, but thank God it did. My gaming friends and I would constantly rage at each other over this game. Some fights even escalated beyond Dota to real life, not me, but two of my friends stopped speaking for 2 weeks after a fight over Dota. WTF. We've now been playing some friendly Borderlands 2, and I have time to play some games that have been sitting on the shelf. The Bioshock Infinite DLC is pretty damn good. I thought at first this was temporary, but it's been a month and I just don't feel the draw anymore. Still love it, great game, but it's not controlling my entire gaming life. Anyone else break the addiction? I didn't even do it on purpose, it just sort of happened. I didn't even necessarily want it to happen, but I'm glad it did. A documentary about Dota 2. Valve documented the lives and stories of 3 professional Dota players, Benedict Lim, Daniel Dendy Ishulden, and Clinton Fear Loomis, leading up to Dota 2's public unveiling. The product of this, a then unnamed documentary, explored what the game and the unprecedented scale of the tournament meant to them. In August 2012, Game Trailers announced that Valve was developing the documentary. Throughout June 2013, Valve conducted what they described as a private beta testing phase, in which they invited a small number of individuals to visit the company headquarters in order to give input to early screenings of the documentary. When the invite was leaked to Kotaku, the vice president of marketing at Valve, Doug Lombardi, confirmed that the documentary was in development and revealed its name as free-to-play. The documentary was released on March 19, 2014 and was distributed through outlets including Steam, iTunes, and YouTube. Everyone here in our world has their different rights and freedoms. It is just the controlling method that individual can develop to experience the real purpose of an individual in this world. We have to know our limitations. Everyone has the freedom to have fun. But thinking a bright future may be experienced. It is just your decision to follow.